So John, I hear that you have been lifting equipped recently, but you've been training as a raw lifter for the majority of your training career. And you mentioned to me that your friends that knew you when you started would be shocked to hear that you've switched to equipped lifting.
Recently, I transitioned over into doing equipped lifting from being primarily a raw lifter for most of my training career and competing career. And it's interesting because history has a way of teaching you some interesting lessons. When I first got into lifting, I would see equipped lifters at the gym and just not understand it. It didn't make sense to me, and I was definitely biased toward raw powerlifting. And I think that makes sense, right? Because the barriers to entry in raw powerlifting are just much less. First off, equipped lifting is expensive, it's painful, and it's hard to figure out on your own. And so I think now lifters are more attracted to raw lifting because the barriers to entry are much lower. At the time, I was put off by equipped lifting, and I thought to myself, man, I will never do that. Well, just recently, I competed in my first equipped meet. Those people that knew me back in the day would be very shocked that I am competing in equipped lifting right now and for the foreseeable future, because I was adamant that I would never do equipped lifting. I guess what got me started on it was, at Reactive Training Systems, I really wanted to understand what my athletes were going through. While I could write training programs for equipped lifting, and I get it conceptually, I just think that it's one of these nuanced things that you don't really know unless you do it. And I wanted to be a better coach. And that's what got me started. What I've learned so far is that there's just a lot to learn. And I've been really fortunate because I'm surrounded by people who are veterans in equipped lifting. So I've had the pleasure of talking with people like Mike Tashir and Paulie Steinman and John D'Alessio and asking them questions. So I feel like I got a fast track into the world of equipped lifting and the how-tos and the what not to do. And a couple of setbacks that I've had, I've ordered equipment that's too loose, I've ordered equipment that's too tight, I've had no idea how to break a bench shirt in, I've had to go through all of those experiences. And let me tell you something, they're invaluable, because as a coach, that really helps me to empathize with my athletes. It helps me to understand what they're going through so that I can encourage them to the next step. And so for the foreseeable future, I will be doing equipped lifting because I really want that development. I really want to become a more proficient coach in that area. And at the same time, I'm not done with raw powerlifting. I still do the raw competition lifts every week. And what I found is that equipped lifting is actually improving my raw power lifts.
Wait a minute, so we're gonna do some training and we're gonna keep doing it until it stops working, and then we'll transition and do something else. Yeah, that's basically it. It's not a training system as much as it's an epistemological system. It's a way of interacting with the world and understanding how things work. I was always interested in tinkering with my training. I'm not sure that I would have wanted a coach to tell me what to do exactly. I like tinkering, and even now I like the tinkering process of it. And I thought, what am I doing to help those people? It can give you a process for coming up with the best creative solutions for an individual lifter. And program for yourself and pay attention to your own training. I think it's a great way to understand a lot of that stuff and hopefully get to where you can build it yourself and speed up that whole learning process.